Another great show and more serious play, Edward Albee's The Goat, or Who is Sylvia, is one of the most brilliant plays of recent years. What'd you think when you first read it?
I first read it when I was doing Play with a Baby, and Marion Seldes, if anyone knows Marion Seldes, she said his next show is beyond crazy. Who writes this? Who writes a play like this? And I read it when I was doing that 2 years before it was even produced, and I could not believe someone was writing. I mean, to have someone who is 72 years old write a play like that that's so ahead of its time. It went on to win the Pulitzer, Best Play, Tony Award for Best Play. It was. I said, I have to play that role. He gave it to Jeffrey Carlson, unfortunately, but I got to replace Jeffrey in it after Jeffrey was doing another show, so I got to do it with Bill Irwin and Sally Field were my parents, which is unbelievable. I mean, it was a joy, an absolute joy. It's heartbreaking, though. When you do Albee, it's a lot different than doing a musical, because you do your musical, it's a fun, people are laughing during our show, whereas the Play About the Baby and the Goat, you take so much in, and it hits you so much from the heart and the gut, and you're crying and you're emoting and you're living this dark, deep place. I mean, I remember doing Play About the Baby, and sometimes on my day off, it would just hit me, where a flood of emotions would take over my body, and I couldn't stop crying. I could not stop crying for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, where you take all of that in as an actor, as a person, as a in your heart and your soul, and it just stays in you. It's really a lot. I mean, where I had to go in that place when Brian Murray at the end of the show said, tears, and both Kathleen Early and I had to be flooded with tears at the end of the show, is a really hard place to get to as an actor. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, Edward Albee, come on, to work with him I'm so honored.